Hello, I am Peter, and I will be guiding you through this module on different mathematical tools regularly used for financial analysis. This time, let's talk a bit about skewness in the context of probabilistic scenarios. In this video, I want to focus on the steps needed to calculate this important measure. Let's get started. We perform the calculation step by step using Excel. The first step is to calculate the expected return. This expected return is the result of adding the returns for each scenario, weighted, or in other words, multiplied by their respective probability. After calculating it, this return is 3.15% for TTI. Once you have the expected return for TTI, you can calculate the variance and standard deviation of its returns. Remember that we performed these calculations step by step in one of the previous videos on standard deviation for probabilistic scenarios. Just to refresh your memory, we need to calculate the deviation of the return for each month from the expected return. These deviations must then be squared and multiplied by the probability of the respective scenario. Finally, remember that the sum of squared deviations weighted by each probability is the variance, and the square root of the variance is the standard deviation. As the third step to calculate skewness in this context, we need to raise to the third power the deviation of each return from the expected return for each scenario and multiply it by the respective probability for each scenario. Then we sum these results, which you can see in column F. In this case, this sum equals negative 0.00008. This is the numerator of our fraction for calculating skewness. The fourth step is to determine the denominator of the skewness formula. Doing this is simple. You only need to raise the standard deviation to the third power. In this case, the result is 0.0126%. Finally, you only need to divide the sum of the deviations raised to the third power, which has a value of negative 0.00008, by the denominator of 0.0126%. The result is negative 0.61, which is the skewness in this context of probabilistic scenarios. Thank you for your attention and for the great work you are doing. Let's stay in touch.